After a 5-year wait since the first installment, Spider-Man Into the Spideyverse 2 has finally released the previous day, and I just can't stop talking about it. The film begins introducing us to Earth 65, 16 months after the destruction of the Alchemist Collider made by Kingpin. If you remember the first installment, Kingpin had designed and created a collider for multiverse jump. So Gwen Stacy is still struggling to live up to the expectations of her father, who doesn't know that she's a Spider-Woman and is hunting her down because he feels that she has killed Peter Parker. So one night, after hearing about a possible intruder at the museum, she heads over to confront the threat, only to run into a futuristic vulture that comes from an alternative universe. So while she fights the vulture, all of a sudden the futuristic Spider-Man, Miguel O'Hara and Jessica Drew arrive through portals and overpower the vulture. And the three of them transform and go to the Spider Society. Back on Earth 1610 in Brooklyn, Miles Morales is adapting to being Spider-Man and is struggling to live up to his parents' expectations while mourning the departure of his loyal Spidey friends from the first installment. As expected, he finally meets Gwen and follows her to the Spider Society. Miles learns about the Spider Society led by Miguel O'Hara, where different Spider people from different universes join forces to fight supervillains. However, Miles and Miguel are at odds over something. If you remember the trailer, Miguel O'Hara is asking for something which Miles refuses to give. So if the film has answers, you need to watch. The second installment in the series opened doors to different universes where Miles meets his fellow Spider-Man, women, animals and many more. It's complete madness. The movie has a surprise, especially for Indian fans, where we are introduced to the Indian Spider-Man finally, Pavitra Prabhakar, dubbed by Karan Sony, the Indian Spider-Man. Though Pavitra Prabhakar has a limited screen space, he leaves a great impact. Technically, Spider-Man Across the Spideyverse is nothing less than its prequel. In terms of wonderful score, animation, VFX, stunning visuals, it is up to the mark, but the story could have been a lot better and more engaging. The first half is too dragged, talking about the internal struggles faced by Miles. It gets very repetitive. And the second half talks a lot about Gwen and various other stuff which is not very interesting. Plus the supervillain who is Spot. I haven't heard about him before. So I think this is the first film which shows or talks about Spot. It's not that fierce here. And I felt he could have been more fierce. So I was not that intrigued by him. I wanted to know more about Miguel O'Hara, who is a Spider-Man of 2099. But unfortunately, there was not much backstory here. All said and done, the film is watchable and a good treat for all Spidey fans, but it could have been better when it came to the storyline. Anyway, please watch it.